It's 25 minutes past 6 a.m. and this is Asoprochona around Sakumono on the way to Tema. This is the train station where people have come to board, and the train is arriving, the one from Tema, to pick passengers here, eager passengers who would be boarding to Accra. I'm going to today for the Citi newsroom be on board this train to see what it looks like. I've already got my ticket, which has been issued to me, 7 cities from Asoprochona to Accra, waiting for the train, and then arrive. This one has been parked here for some time now. It doesn't do much, but this particular one, while arriving, looks like a very, very old locomotive. Well, I'm on board now, sitting comfortably. Windows are labeled using a black marker, where seat numbers have been indicated, people sitting in their various seats. Let me speak to my co-passenger. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Why are you on the train and not on a bus or driving to Accra?
Okay, so I packed today. I want to go to Mokola to get some few things.
I work around Shiashi, so I get down at Shangri-La, then I board a trotro to Shiashi.
There's a stop at Shiashi. There's a shop at Shangri-La. So you get off there and then you move.
Yes.
We are on a train ride from Asoprochona to Accra, just experiencing it and trying to see what ought to be fixed and what ought to be maintained as we explore rail sector and rail transport here in the national capital, Accra, and for that matter, Ghana. I'm in the first class section of this train, Asoprochona to Accra train, and in front of me is the second class coaches. This particular car looks very neat. There are leather seats, and it's like one man, one seat, and they are facing frontwards, just like you would have on a bus. It looks very decent, and all these people here would have paid 7 cedis instead of 5 cedis, which is the regular ticket. This is a stop at the Accra Mall area, Shiashi, for those who come from Shiashi. So this is Shangri-La, where people get off and board. It is one of several stops that we have seen so far. There are students on board. I would just want to engage them and see how the journey has been for them so far. You do this every day?
Yes, every day.
How is the journey like?
Convenient. It's good. Compared to the car trotro. There's so much traffic.
Do you pay? I'm curious. Do students pay? No, as students, do they collect money from you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We're just home for the fee. How people will pay one ticket.
I'm just at a junction between one car and another. It looks very violent here. What's happening under here? Well, as the train gathers speed, you see a lot of twists and turns, a lot of movement between one car, which is the car at the back, and the car before it. I may have to shout because it's really noisy here, isn't it? So we've just reached the Achimota station. The train has arrived, the train from Tema. Let me just confirm the time. It's 7:18. We left around 6:30. What's happening here is that this used to be the head of the train that brought us from Tema. This head is been replaced with this one remains here for a new head to be connected to the train that would take us to Accra. This changeover, we are told, takes some 10 to 15 minutes. So this, which used to be the front, now becomes the back. The driver on this side with the engine connects this to the train, and then we simply join and go to Accra, and it clicks, and with that the connection is perfect, and we are bound for Accra. Now see you in Accra. Well, this is a to-do station. It's 7:45 by my count, and that's when we got here in Accra, having left Asoprochona at 6:30. We arrived at the Asoprochona station with the office car. The office driver is on the road, so we decided just to call him and see where he has reached. So, hello, Maxwell. So we just arrived at Tudu. Where are you?
I'm still currently at Manet. That's Estintes.
Maxwell, whom I left at 6:30 at Asoprochona, who took off immediately the train moved, is now at Manet Spintex. I am at Tudu. Of course, this is a no-brainer. It's a train that I came by. But the story in here is that if you live in Tema, you live in Pram Pram, you live in Kaswa, and you complain about traffic every day, like Maxwell is stuck in there. Imagine if there was a working, reliable train that you could hop onto and get you to wherever you want to within the shortest possible time. That is the story we are telling here on the Citi Newsroom, why the rail sector is critical for our transport development. On our continuous coverage of the rail sector, we've trailed the rail line that heads from Accra to Nsawam to just see the state of affairs. This is the line at the Ofankor-Jonte stretch. It looks abandoned because no train has used it for months, if not for years. That train that's supposed to move from Accra to Nsawam has stopped moving. That is the one that we actually boarded this morning from Tema to Accra. That is because the Amasaman line itself is not functioning. It's weedy, it looks abandoned. Aside that, it has also been blocked. It used to go under the main Ofankor Nsawam highway. But because of the construction work that is being done, the dualization of the Ofankor to Nsawam road, there's some work that has to be done. So there's a bridge that used to be here. That bridge is now being created. So you notice that the rail line has been blocked at this particular point where they've poured stones and chippings and sand on it for work to continue, which means there will be access after the construction is done. This is Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. This is in Nsawam. This rail station would have been very busy carrying passengers or bringing, where trains are bringing passengers or coming to pick passengers to the national capital, Accra. But it is a silent place now because there's not a single coach here. Behind me is a station. The people who run the trains here would have been busy working, but looking at them in the background, they are idling about. This is Nsawam Railway Crossing. That's the name of this particular spot. If you were on a train from Accra, this will be the line. It crosses here. Doesn't look like a rail line, but yes, it crosses here and continues to Kumasi. But there is a shop or a store or a tabletop where someone is selling. And this line, 10 minutes here. You follow it and there's nothing. Beyond here is just a pure metal, scrap metal that has been removed and abandoned. That is the sad situation of Ghana's rail sector. Otherwise, you could hop on a train and arrive in Ghana's second biggest city, Kumasi. But everything ends here in a messy situation. Well, so we've just been highlighting for you the story of the rail sector in the national capital, Accra, through to Nsawam in the eastern region. But this is not the only place where we have rail infrastructure. Let's take a tour around the country and see what the situation elsewhere is. Let's start with the western region. Akwesi Ejenim has a wrap of the rail sector and the challenges associated with the collapse of same.